Hi friends, so story time. I am sure that a lot of you have seen the post that I put up on Facebook about a not so fun night on the train, and I kind of wanted to just speak to it because it was very brief and a lot of people are very curious as to what happened and if I'm okay. And first of all, I am 100% okay. Nothing was taken from me. I was not physically touched or, anything like that. So best case scenario, someone was looking out for me. If you know what I'm saying, Jesus. It was Jesus. um, but basically what happened was I was coming home from Michigan. I had rented a car and I was leaving it at the airport because that was the only place that I could leave it at 9 p.m. on a Sunday night. But basically I was coming home. It was a long train ride, and somewhere along the way a group of guys got on, and I guess they took notice of me. On the train I had my headphones in, but I could see that they were focusing on me, that they were keeping their eyes on me. At one point they yelled something to me, but I didn't hear. I had my headphones in. I just assumed it was something inappropriate because I'm a woman and that happens. Shout out to all the women who know men say rude things to us sometimes. It is what it is. You keep your headphones in, you turn the volume up, you ignore them. So I ended up getting off at one of the major interchanges for the subway system here in Chicago, and there were quite a few people that got off the train as well, including these gentlemen. And I kind of just felt uneasy with them, probably because they had yelled something at me that I couldn't hear, but they were very aware of me, and by proxy I became very aware of them. There were 3 of them, and so I kind of I hung back. I looked at my phone. I was standing on the platform. I let everybody go ahead of me to go down the stairs to get to the other platform because there's a big long tunnel connecting the 2 platforms. And the gentlemen, the 3 of them, also halted as I stopped to look at my phone. And I sort of moved out of the way because I assumed they were trying to get past me or something. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but at this point my pulse was racing. I was kind of aware that they were just hanging around me. But I ended up deciding to walk back towards the other side of the platform and just kind of get away from them a little bit. And they followed me, I don't know, maybe 20 feet down away from the exit. And so I stopped again because at this point it was very clear that they were all focused on me. There was very few other people on the platform at this point. There was a guy playing the guitar for money, and so I just kind of stood right next to him and looked down at my phone for a while. In this time, the gentlemen kind of dispersed and then came back together. They were talking and one of them kind of gestured to me. Again, had my headphones in, trying to ignore them, but clearly they were very interested in me for some reason. I had a big overnight bag, so maybe they were let's just grab her bag. I don't know. But yeah, so pretty scary. They were still hanging around me. 4 or 5 minutes had lapsed at this point. No one just hangs around on the platform. You get off the train and you go. You either go to another train or you exit the platform totally. Me and these men and the guy playing the guitar were the only ones left, and I wanted to stay with the guy with the guitar so that if something did happen that he could see me, because at this point fear had really taken over, and I just really thought it's inevitable. These gentlemen they're gonna mug me or they're gonna jump me. I don't know, but it was an inevitability that something was gonna happen. Keep it together, Chris, keep it together. So freaking out, panicking, my heart's beating super fast, and they're still just kind of moseying around me, not circling me, but just very clearly waiting for me to get out of sight of this gentleman. But anyways, they lost interest or something. They kind of wandered farther down the platform, towards the exit very slowly. And at one point I was able to be out of their line of sight, and I took that opportunity to run down the stairs and run through the hallway. Sorry guys, the video cut off because my phone is out of memory. Can't wait for that new iPhone, parents. Suggestion. Anyways, sorry, I was running down the tunnel, like trucking, heart pounding, didn't start crying till I got on the other train because I have no self-control, but Jesus helped me keep my tears in. But anyway, so I, terrified running down this very long tunnel. Is about as long as a city block. But I get up to the other platform and there were more people there, and so I just kind of stayed close with bigger groups of people, and I kept an eye on the entrance to the tunnel, and the gentleman never came out of it. I am very lucky that nothing occurred. I've heard horror stories about like friends being jumped and things, because it happens. There are lots of criminal events that occur in the city, but this is legitimately the first time in over 30 days, I've been here for over a month now, the first time that I've ever felt unsafe in the city. And it was late at night. It was in an empty subway platform. I mean, it was like a higher risk situation. On the daily, I use the subway at least twice a day, and I've never had any instances like this. Although, directly after, I have a bone to pick because I must have a target on my back, guys. The next day, so that whole running away from people happened on Sunday night. Monday afternoon, I'm headed home from my internship, which I love, by the way. Love it. I'm so full of joy that I got placed at this internship. Anyways, back to getting on the subway. I got on the subway, long day, like I was like sweaty and gross. It was really hot and humid, even though it's late September. Anyways, holding on to the subway rail, standing up, because I'm trying to get better at my balancing. If you hear jingling, there's cats somewhere behind me. I don't know what they're doing. But I get on the subway, and there is a woman who also gets on behind me. I made very brief eye contact with her and then kind of looked away. As you do, you just kind of glance and then, oh, hello, and then look away. She was unwell. I don't know what kind of mental issues she had, but she perceived my glance and look away as aggression. And whatever reality she was living in up here, this is junk mail, by the way. I'm folding it because I'm nervous to talk about this subject. She lost her poop. She launched into full voice screaming at me. I mean, legitimately, I'm just holding on to the subway rail, like waiting to get off in like 3 or 4 stops. And I have this woman berating me, screaming the most horrendous things I've ever heard. Like, even the kids in middle school were not as creative as this lady. She's calling me all of these horrendous things. People are starting to like get involved. Like, other people on the train were like, ma'am, you need to stop. Ma'am, you need to calm down. Ma'am, there are children on this train. Just horrendous things, telling me to go home and make love to my wife because I'm clearly a man. Cool. Creative. She did get real creative. At one point, she called me a turkey female dog. Like, she was comparing me to a turkey in a lot of senses. And, I carry my weight around the middle, so maybe I guess loosely, like shape-wise, like silhouette, I guess I looked similar to a turkey to her. I don't know. She called me a turkey timer snitch and a butterball snitch. So I don't know what reality she was living in, but like, kudos, because like I've never been called that before. Like, I've worked with children that have legitimate like conduct disorders, and I've never heard some of the things that she said to me. And it, at one point, because if this had happened on like a normal day, I probably would have started crying. Like some of the things she was saying were legitimately hurtful. But like, I like couldn't help but laugh because I was like, there's gotta be some sort of cosmic target on my forehead or back or something, because all of these ding-dongs on the train, they don't care about anybody else, they just care about me lately. But yes, so just 2 very interesting train rides this week, and that was Monday. That was like 5 p.m. on Monday, and I was like, this week needs to be over. I'm done with this week. But yeah, so I really appreciate all of you sweet, sweet people who have been saying that you're willing to come to Chicago and whoop tail on people for following me off the train. I really appreciate that sentiment, and it makes me feel very secure that I have people that love me, even if there are people out here that want to like take my bag, or I don't know what else that group of gentlemen wanted to do. I guess that's it. I don't know how to start these vlogs, and I don't know how to end them. Like, I don't know how to land the plane or get it off the ground, because it's just so bizarre to me that people would want to watch my life or like watch videos that I make. But I definitely want to continue making them, because it's, first of all, cathartic for me to like talk to a camera. Second of all, the people that I care about mostly are not living in this city, and I don't get to see or talk to them. And I'm gonna be real frank with you, I get tired of telling the same couple of stories over and over again to like 20, 30 different people. So this is just a time saver. I just really want you guys to know, as much as I love you and I want to spend time talking to you on the phone, I'm sick and tired of telling people all these stories or telling people about how Chicago is or what I'm up to. Watch the video. You'll be fine. Okay, love you. See you next time. This is a long one.